And I kiddingly posed this question to Whitey.
Whitey, look at it this way. Although you may not be looking for a career change, if A. Bartlett Giamatti takes the job to head up the National League, there would be an opening for you at Yale University.
Well, you're trying to be funny now, Marv. I don't think that's funny at all.
No, apparently Whitey was not amused, so he will not be with us here tonight. But Giant manager Roger Craig is a man who's had some differences in the past with Whitey Herzog. I take it there's no love lost between the Giants and the Cardinals.
Not really. I respect Whitey very much. He's one of the best managers in baseball, and the incident we had last year is over. We just want to win, just like we did that day, and I'm sure nothing's going to happen except two good ball clubs trying to win.
What does the change to Greg Matthews mean to you?
Well, I'm going to switch my starting lineup now. I have 5.
Speed of the Cardinals. Will Clark had 35 home runs for the Giants to lead. Stolen bases was led by Vince Coleman, 109. And as you see here, the Giants were second in the National League in home runs. The Cardinals led the league in stolen bases. So they will.
For example, Willie McGee had this forgettable moment. Willie stealing second, but thinking he was out, stepped off the bag, and now he is tagged out. Then there was the hot shot to third baseman Terry Pendleton, who had some difficulty locating the baseball. Pitcher Joe McGrain with a delivery that he did not have in mind. One of the bizarre plays of the year. Tony Pena with the bouncer to the Phillies' Shane Rawley, and he flips over to Mike Schmidt, who throws to first to get Pena. And how about John Marsh showing us his breaststroke technique on the wet grass at Shea Stadium? The Giants also had their moments. Here is San Francisco pitcher Roger Mason with the apparent base hit to right field. But no Andre Dawson able to throw him out. So much for the base hit. And so much for this elusive baseball cap. This the result of another wild, windy day out at Candlestick. Now check this out off the pop-up. Here comes outfielder Mike Aldretti tripping over the foul line. Then there was Robbie Thompson with a steal of second, but Holden Thompson given the impression that the throw went into center field. Wrong. He was faked out. A play that seemed to amuse the Giant bullpen corps. And last week, just your ordinary low-key clubhouse pennant celebration.
Here's Will Clark. Come here, Will.
Hey, what's happening? We did it! That's right! Yes!
You're overmodulating.
Huh?
Batting first, the second baseman, Robbie Thompson. 22 homers, batted 306 after the trade to the Giants. Batting second, third baseman, Devin Mitchell. He set a career high in double. Second one on the two bases.
Apparently we are having some difficulty picking up the public address, so here are the Giants as they make their way for the introduction. Andy Maldonado, man who missed 6 weeks with an injury, but still ranks second on the club with 85 RBIs. He set a personal high with 24 home runs, including 4 against the Cards. He's batting fifth in center field, Chili Davis. A former U.S. Olympian who led the club with 35 homers, 91 RBIs, and batting sixth, first baseman Will Clark. Over the last 4 years, he's averaged 18 home runs. His total for the season, he's catching and batting seventh. That is Bob Brenly. And this man enjoyed his best offensive season of his career, hitting .291, hitting eighth. Shortstop Jose Uribe, and there is the starter warming up in the left field bullpen, starting pitcher and batting ninth, Rick Russell. Oh, the Cardinals hearing it from the crowd. In his 8th year as manager of the Cardinals, Whitey Herzog. Man who ran away with this year's Major League stolen base title, had 109. He is batting first, left fielder Vince Coleman. In the number 2 position, 8-time Gold Glove winner, who had a big season, an average, and in the RBI department, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Playing second base and batting third, 83 RBIs. Second on the club in game-winning RBIs, Tommy Herr. And here's the man replacing the injured Jack Clark, making his fourth appearance in league championship play. He's hitting fourth, first baseman Dan Dreesen. In the number 5 spot with 105 RBIs to set a new Cardinal record for center fielders, Willie McGee. In the number 6 slot, playing third base, he had that key home run against the Mets. 96 RBIs in all, Terry Pendleton. In right field, as a pinch hitter, came up with a batting average of .389 this season. He's hitting 7th, Kurt Ford. And batting 8th and catching. Playing in his first LCS, here's Tony Pena. And warming up in the right field bullpen, one of 3 11-game winners on the Cardinals staff. Apparently he has made it to the dugout. And he is replacing the injured Danny Cox. As we mentioned earlier, Cox out with that stiff neck.
The 1987 National League Championship Series. Tonight from Busch Memorial Stadium, the San Francisco Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Greg Matthews with a record of 11-11. He was 0-2 against the Giants this year, 1-2 lifetime. Replacing Danny Cox, who won at 11.
To work with him, the coach, and what he has to do is change speeds, get that ball outside the zone like he did there, and make him chase it.
The infield back with only 1 out in the first inning. Ground ball to third, a full 360 by Pendleton, but he goes to first. Terry might very well have had a play at the plate, but he elected to
tag play. As far as the Giants are concerned, the runner breaks as soon as the ball is hit. Now Pendleton turns around. He's got an idea to go to the plate, and I think he had a play there, but he wanted to make sure of the out because Chili Davis.
I've always marveled about Tony Pena and his glove or mitt. On the corner, strike 3 call. We'll look at it later, but that's probably the smallest cat. Rushed into the breach because Danny Cox unable to pitch. Ground ball to the hole. Tommy Herr plugs it up. A 360 to Dreesen. Fine play. Take a hit away.
He simply outruns this ball, doesn't give up on it. Looks like it's going to get by because the artificial surface. He has to make the complete turn to get some kind of a
3-2 to Bob Brenly. Jose Uribe on deck. Got him. Boy, he kind of turned that thing over. The bottom dropped out. Brenly turned to no doubt. Asks on the scene for a while. And he chased that change down and away. 3 strikeouts for Greg Matthews as the Giants.
It's a combination of his fastball and changing speeds. Now here you see him just kind of turn that ball over. That's what the hitter sees. And it's a change of speed out of the zone. Uribe chases it.
Cardinals were the only major league team this year to hit less than 100 home runs. So you can imagine they've really lost the nucleus of the attack with Clark out. A drop.
Is that perfect swing and really has an idea up there.
1-2. Got him. That's 4 strikeouts for Greg.
And that's why when you talk about Matthews, he needs a combination of the 2. He can't just get by with 1. You can't say, well, his off speed is good. And there you see it. You can see the rotation. And Thompson chased one of the coaches who spotted it.
And he promptly bangs it to center. First Cardinal hit. 3-1. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. Here comes Pena to score, and we're all even at 1.
That's what he wanted to do. And now
Leonard had fly ball in the first inning, but it was important. And another fly ball to dead center. A late start by McGee, and this one is gone. Leonard reaching the seats in center field. The Giants, the number 2 home run hitting team in the league with 205, and now put their brand on this one. And it is 2-1 San Francisco.
He couldn't pick a bigger part of the ballpark than center field to hit it out of. Looked like a fastball, and it just jumped out of here. Touch him.
But Brenly chases it and strikes out for the second time. 5 strikeouts for... 1 ball, 1 strike. And a drive into right center field in the gap. Maldonado and Davis chasing it, and it's going to bounce, and it is touched by a fan or no. Evidently no, and it'll be a triple for Ozzie Smith. Reach it.
It bounces high enough, and it was close, but I don't believe he touched him. And it's a 3-base hit.
Base hit into left field. So Willie McGee, with his left wrist heavily taped with a bad left thumb, drives in the tying run.
He doesn't try to pull it. You see him go, hit the ball down opposite field.
And it's a hopper that eats up Ozzie, and he stays with it. Look at that parachute he threw to Dreesen. Ozzie Smith takes a base hit away from Mitchell and a run, and it's 2.
He's at in football. Now his hands are sticky, so he puts on gloves. And here he is earlier, and it seemed to work for him, because now he not only hits it, he points to it and says, there it goes, and I know it's going. And it took him about maybe 2-3 minutes to get around there. He walked from halfway between third and home, which makes a lot of pitchers very happy.
And he chased the change, and Greg Matthews strikes out a half a dozen. High drive into deep right field. Back goes Maldonado on the track at the wall. Got it. Six. Lined and slicing into left center. It hits the rug and goes to the wall. And Dreesen will be into second base with a double. In front for the first time tonight. A sinker hit into the hole. Uribe goes back to Thompson, who can't handle a low throw, and everybody's safe. But he saved the
Tough play for him, so the Cardinals have something going.
It is a base hit for Willie McGee. And a fine effort by Jose Uribe, although they let Dreesen get away. And that's hit in the air down the left field line. Leonard coming. The ball's going to land for a base hit. Dreesen will score on a bloop single to left. 3-2 St. Louis. World Series, you know it takes 4. Lined into right field, charging is Maldonado. Base hit. Stopping at third is McGee, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. And there's a little looper into center, and it was a breaking ball. And 2 runs will score. And it was a hanging breaking ball. You could have put your hat on it.
It's the one breaking ball he gave him, and it burned him.
Let's take a look at that little breaking ball and the flare to center.
He just put it in play. He reached out, didn't try to...
And he chased that one. 7 strikeouts. Matthews has retired 9 in a row. And at the end of 6...
For the bench, they'll be after him.
There's one hit down the right field line. Going over to get it is Maldonado, and Danny Dreesen into second base with his second double.
Then I get the feeling Dreesen doesn't like those bus rides in the minor leagues.
Is that something? What a story. A man without a ball club.
He just pulls it and pulls it hard. He had a tremendous game, the clincher against the Montreal Expos, and he comes here and comes up with his second double. And as you said, Vin, he got his start in the 6th.
So Danny Dreesen with 2 out, and out he goes. Worrell. The difference, Worrell has made 2 pitches in the drain. A drive into left center field, racing over is Coleman and McGee, and this one is up the alley, bouncing, and the fan catches it, which takes away a run. Jeff Leonard will be sent back to third on a ground rule double, and that's a tough break indeed for San Francisco. Leonard scores without a play, except the ball kangarooed up above that 10-foot high wall.
The fan, when it bounces, grabs it, and I think he throws it back on the field, man.
It seems as if they have somewhat of a wire basket around the wall to try and prevent fans from interfering with the ball. It came very close to being touched on a triple by Ozzie Smith in the 4th inning, and now it becomes a monumental play. Watch the fan out there and watch the ball bounce now. Up, and they reach out and definitely touched it, even though the basket is there.
Oh, he was disgusted. Look at that. He threw it back. He did throw it back. He was really disgusted. But I bet the Giants are more disgusted with him.
2nd and 3rd. Here's. And in this battle with the game on the line between Daly, he of the bionic arm, he had the same operation that Tommy John had. Daly will go 5-3 St. Louis. And there's a high fly ball to right center. It's playable. Kurt Ford is there. He's got it. So the Giants are victimized in the 8th inning and wind up with 1. And at the end of 7½, Cardinals 5, Giants 3. A record crowd, 55,331, the largest crowd to see any kind of event at Busch Stadium. And amongst the 55,000, this fan has had a great deal to do with the game. By interfering with that ball, it deprived the Giants of a run and has kept it a 2-run game instead of a 1-run game. There's one of the fellas who reached over and interfered with the ball in play. Right. They have a basket out there, a wire netting that runs the length of the top of the wall in left center to center to try and prevent a fan from leaning over and catching a ball. But as we have seen tonight, it did not prevent the fan from getting right out on with his hands over the netting. Got him for the 3rd time tonight. So Bob Brenly is caught looking 1 away in the 9th. Ground ball hard to short. Ozzie Smith to Tommy Hurt to Dreesen, dug it out. The St. Louis Cardinals, who appeared so downcast over the loss of their starting pitcher, over the loss of Jack Clark, and the Giants, who had to come in here feeling confident, and it is the Cardinals, 5 runs, 10 hits. The Giants, 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. And somewhere in left center field, there is a fan who had a great deal to do with the outcome of the ball game. Tonight's NBC Miller Lite player of the game has to be pitcher Greg Matthews. Miller Lite.
We go live now to Busch and Jay Randolph. Jay.
I was in the locker room when Greg Matthews got word about 3:30 this afternoon that he was going to get the ball tonight. What in the world did you think?
Well, Jay, I just said a big prayer, and the Lord answered me today, and I just went out there and did the best thing that I could do, and that was pitch.
And you did it well. You didn't have much time to think about this one.
Oh, no. I mean, yesterday I played 18 rounds of golf, just thinking about enjoying a wonderful game today, and next thing you know, I get here and says, hey, you're pitching. I said, okay, let's go.
You are one of the key performers in that ball game. Terry Pendleton, it's got to feel great to win the opener.
Oh, yes, Dip. You know, it's something that, you know, we try to come out and win. Right now is the time where you come out and win ball games, and number one is the best one to get, you know. Now they've got to play a little catch-up and try to tie the series up, and we're going out and try to...
you know, like I said, that's, you know, it's 2 out base hit, and at the time, you know, I was fortunate enough to get it in a hole and hit it pretty decent, and it went through, and Ozzie scored, and that would tie the game.
And that's what I'm here for. So, you know, I look forward to that situation because that's when I get in to do my job.
What'd you throw up here? We can tell you that the games aside, the biggest controversy the past 2 days were the comments made last night by NBC broadcaster Vin Scully, who must have had 1,000 phone calls. Cardinals were winning 5-2 in the 8th. The Giants were threatening 2 men on for Candy Maldonado.
Into left center field, racing over is Coleman and McGee, and this one is up the alley, bouncing, and the fan catches it, which takes away a run. Jeff Leonard will be sent back to third on a ground rule double, and that's a tough break indeed for San Francisco. Leonard scores without a play, except the ball kangarooed up above that 10.
Now, that wasn't too bad, but Vin kept referring to that play, and that fan is perhaps the key to the Cardinals' win last night. Over and over again. Clearly, if there were no fans in the park, that ball is still a ground rule double. It would have been over the basket.
Hit one in the gap. It bounced up, hit me in the chest. I bobbled the ball, picked it up, and spiked it back onto the field.
That was the fan who caught the ball. Now, I'll tell you how serious this got. When I got off the air last night at 10 o'clock, Governor John Ashcroft was on the phone asking me how to get a hold of Vin Scully. Well,
the 1987 National League Championship Series. Today from Busch Memorial Stadium, the San Francisco Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. The high-spirited city of St. Louis, and reflecting the spirits of the city and the ball club as usual, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, as he took the field just moments ago. Watch this. He's something else. So the Cardinals leads the ball in the ballpark. And what numbers? Not only his won and lost record, he has beaten the Giants 4 straight. He is 8-1 after the collision with Barry. 3-2. So Kevin Mitchell goes down for Leonard.
He changes speeds, and Mitchell is way out in front, and something Tudor does well. What impressed Whitey Herzog was his ability to throw strikes in a ballpark like Fenway and pitch inside. He'll get his...
Did you like Leonard's quote in the paper when they asked him about, did you hit a fastball? He very diplomatically said, if you want to call it that, because he ain't got one.
Yeah, he was about as diplomatic as if he was severing relations with a country. Last night, Candy Maldonado in the 8th inning hit a ball up the alley in left center field that was ruled a ground rule double. And from where we sat and the way I called it, I thought that fan in the white shirt had leaned over the basket and touched the ball before it hit the basket. And I wondered, had he not touched it, if it had hit the basket, it might have stayed in play and it might have meant an additional run. As it turned out, I was wrong, and whoa, what a hornet's nest, or should we say a covey of cardinals were flushed on that call. And if to err is human, you're listening to a very human person. But I do figure that forgiveness has to be here in a city named after a saint, right?
Yeah, and if I get half your aggravation, I want half that forgiveness, too.
So you
called me at 7 this morning.
We
were
friends,
wrong.
Sorry, baby, sorry. All right. Foul back, 0-1. The opponents have been successful 4 times. Got him. The second strikeout. Remember last night on deck. High towering drive to right field. Back goes Akindo on the track at the wall. Gone. And Clark almost passed Maldonado.
Yes. Maldonado stopped to watch it, and Clark very alertly stopped. You talk about some good, quick base running. Maldonado, he thought maybe the ball was going to be caught. He was going to watch it, and Clark really had to put the brakes on.
Maldonado was almost wrong 2 ways. First of all, Maldonado stuck close to passing him.
There he goes around. He sees the home run, and he's still looking. Then he'll pick up Maldonado right there. Whoa! because Tudor had Maldonado.
Quite a snafu. Maldonado's going to start coming back.
Batting eighth, number 23.
He's going to watch it.
Jose Uribe.
Here he goes. And I mean, he's really coming.
Yeah. And right there, he had to put those brakes on very alertly. Boy, did he stop. Whoa.
And hit only a little above 200. They play the outfield and first base.
Howard Paulette.
2-2. Fisted and looped into center, base hit. So Lindemann strong enough to get jammed and still push it into center field. And a 2-out single will bring up Post.
Looks like he comes inside and
he just muscled it out there.
Ground ball inside first. Nice play by Lindemann to the bag. So the Giants are seats in center last night. You have an idea just how strong he is. Another drive to center. McGee going back to the track at the wall, and it is gone. Leonard has hit another, and we can just sit down and relax because he takes his time.
Oh, he was running hard, thinking it was going to stay in the park till he saw it go in the seats, and then he put that thing in about the third gear, and here he comes around third now.
The crowd is reacting as they started, I guess, in Chicago at Wrigley Field. On an opposing home run, they throw the ball disdainfully back on the field, and they've done it twice here.
Here's the swing. He kind of goes out and gets it. Now, he's not, he thinks maybe, but he goes pretty good now. He's not sure right here, but watch when he rounds first base and he sees it go over. Right there. Whoa, let's enjoy it.
Yeah, what's the hurry?
I don't blame.
2-2 to Maldonado. Good change, and Maldonado way out in front of it. It's better when he's hitting right. And he promptly hits it up the middle. Base hit. Ozzie to second, and he'll hold. And the Cardinals are alive. Run is at first and second, and nobody out.
He just sends it right back up the middle. Didn't try to drive it too hard. And there you see it.
And now the cleanup hitter, Terry Pendleton, represents that throw. Do you see the way he put his hands up in the air? I don't know if he's trying to bother Jose Akindo, and Eric Gregg is saying, hey, cut that out.
He was just having some fun, but he could have got himself in trouble. Now, he does pretend like he's going to catch it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that could have been interference. If it gets by him, it could have cost him.
Absolutely. Roll. They didn't have any play at third anyway.
They didn't have play at first.
There's the squeeze, and he couldn't make it. That's what we were talking about last night. And they bust the squeeze. Robbie Thompson is the best bunter the Giants have.
More than the squeeze. It's a suicide all the way, and it looks like Pena was on the outside part of the plate. I don't know if it was a pitch out, but once he catches the ball, he just ran Uribe down.
Just about
Ozzie gave him a good tag. He gets daylight between Dravecky, and he's there. A little bit lower. It could have been, look at that.
So Dravecky just does get back. 0-2 to Robbie Thompson. And down he goes. It's interesting, well, that's the second time that Maldonado has gone down on strikes. Foul tipped and held by Tony Pena. So Melvin strikes out. Ball and no strikes. And here comes the runner to the plate, and the throw to Pena. Clark is out. So they tried to time it on the throw to first, and Will Clark is cut down. 5. The Cardinals nothing as Clark comes up empty. Shutouts in the National League Championship Series. One of them turned in by Bob Forsch. So that'll do it for Dravecky. One away. And another one, so he immediately rings up Dravecky and Thompson. First one you see. Ball hit into left center, and Leonard is there, and that's it. The split is exactly what it is, but the headline, the performance by Dave Dravecky, the young man from Youngstown, a 2-hit shutout for the Cardinals, thoroughly muffled. They never had any kind of an offense except in the 4th inning, could not get a man to third.
He was dominating. We didn't really get anything going.
When we got the runners on first and second with Pendleton and McGee and Lindeman coming up and didn't score, I thought we'd be in trouble. I thought Tudor pitched all right. He just couldn't keep a couple balls in the ballpark, but they hit the ball to Ozzie where he want the ball hit, and he booted it, which doesn't happen very often, but that put the ball game out of reach.
It's up to the trainer, it's up to the doctor, and when I'm able to tell them I can go, then you'll see my name in the lineup. And
the Cards began working out on the Candlestick grass at about 5:30 this afternoon, and things on the surface appeared normal. But yes, the injury bug strikes again. Danny Cox will not start tomorrow's game number 3. Instead, it will be the rookie Joe McGrain. Whitey made the announcement late this afternoon, decided to go with McGrain and save Danny until Saturday.
I'm afraid if I start him tomorrow and he comes up with a bad neck, I'm going to get in trouble. I only got 8 pitchers, so I want to give him that extra day. It is not going to make that much difference, and he definitely will start the ball game now on Saturday.
Is it the left side over there?
Yeah,
just show us where it is.
Well, it's right in the middle of my back and between my shoulder blades and up my neck, but most of the stiffness and pain is gone now.
And so it will be the big, tall rookie going tomorrow night. He's coming off the shutout win over the Expos last week. But, you know, this is his first playoff game. Any pressure, Joe?
To be honest, no. And if I am feeling nervousness, it wouldn't hit me now. We're just in a relaxed atmosphere, and this is the way the team has played all year. And I really don't foresee that happening.
Cool as a cucumber. As far as the rest of the lineup goes, Whitey will bat Jim Lindeman in the cleanup spot. And again, Jack Clark will be on the bench. Jack told me he's very frustrated that his ankle just does not seem to be getting any better. But all this aside, the Birds must concentrate on the business at hand.
You'd like to come in here and win 2, and if by chance, we win 3, that's just icing on the cake.
The ballpark and treatment. His ankle is so swollen, he can't get a shoe on.
We were watching you walk a little bit, and we have to say it's quite a pronounced limp.
Well, it's sore. Like I said, it's pretty sore. But, hopefully something, a little treatment out here at the ballpark and some tape can heal, at least for 9 innings, So I'm going to go out and try to do it. That's all I can tell you.
And Jimmy, a little bit rowdy, huh?
Yeah, they seem like they're up for the ball game, but so are we. We're just going to go out here and play our game.
Talk about the fans and how they're getting involved in this series. It's almost a rivalry of cities all of a sudden. Cardinal fans, Giant fans, and then the Giants are doing some talking. Jeffrey Leonard, Will Clark.
Yeah, they're talking, but we like to talk on the field. We haven't talked about anybody badly the whole season, and we had a big opportunity to talk badly about the Mets, and we haven't done that, and we're not going to do that now. And we're just going to go out here, and we let our fans talk and let their fans talk, and they can talk all they want, but we're not going to get involved in that.
You know, you can ask the...
It's a bizarre arena. Talk about strange. Injury has cast its ugly shadow over the Cards again. Terry Pendleton twisted his ankle late yesterday during a workout. News 4 Sports' Gary Apple is at the...
And Terry, you expressed to me some displeasure. You wanted to play tonight.
Well, yeah, I felt like I'm capable of playing tonight. I wouldn't do anything to go out and hurt the ball club in any way, but, Whitey and the rest of the coaches felt like they didn't want me to play today. If I went out and hurt something any further, I wouldn't be able to play Saturday or Sunday. So, I have to look at and go with what the manager says, and that's the way he wants to do things. I have to
ignoring it. I think we deal with that during the year with New York and a lot of different teams that seem to want to get their jabs in through the media. And, we try to take our game out between the white lines and do our best out there. And, I don't think it just pays off to pop off and say something in the media and then go out and struggle and play. So, we try to have our talking out on the field.
Is a 23-year-old out of the University of Arizona, the son of a college professor. He's put together a solid rookie season, a record of 9-7, and he faces the Giants tonight. We talked earlier.
This is a big game, Marv, but I feel confident in knowing I've got the best defense in the league behind me, and I've got the high candlestick grass, and if I can get my sinker over the plate and then make him hit the ball into the infield, my chances of winning are pretty good.
How difficult was it for you to prepare for tonight because of the uncertainty as to whether it would be you or Danny Cox?
Whitey Herzog told me before the start of the playoffs that I was going to throw the 3rd game, and then Danny came up sick, and he was going to end up going the 3rd game. So all I would have had to done was to put it on hold for one more day. So I'm ready to go today.
But the real pressure on you may involve reaction to tonight's performance by your radio listening audience. Joe McGrain, it should be pointed out, is heard once a week on KSHE FM radio in St. Louis.
Well, it's gone pretty well for me. I hope I haven't offended too many people, but it's been a great opportunity for me, and I'm glad KSHE has given it to me.
All right, now you have been when Ozzie Smith
made the error. He really heard it from the Giant bench. In fact, Bob Brenly said, hey, he's too flashy. That's why he didn't make the catch. Jose Uribe would have made the
season with the Cardinals and managing in his third National League Championship Series, Whitey Herzog. The first major leaguer to steal 100 bases in each of his first 3 seasons. Leading off and playing left field, number 29, Vince Coleman. An 8-time Gold Glove winner who finished among league leaders in average doubles, runs, stolen bases, and walks. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Ozzie Smith. He drove in 83 runs and ranked second on the club with 14 game-winning RBIs. Playing second base and batting third, number 28, Tom Hurd. He is the only Cardinal to hit 2 home runs in a game this season. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 15, Jim Lindemann. He holds 3 league championship records, and his 105 RBIs were club records for center fielders. Batting fifth, number 51, Willie McGee. A 4-time All-Star who is playing in his first league championship series. Batting sixth and catching, number 26, Tony Pena. He played at every position except for catcher during the past season. Playing right field tonight and batting seventh, number 11, Jose Oquendo. A veteran member of the Cardinals who played 3 different positions for St. Louis this year. Playing third base tonight and batting eighth, number 12, Tom Lawless. A rookie left-hander who led the Cardinals in shutouts and complete games. Warming up in the left field bullpen, tonight's starting pitcher for St. Louis and batting ninth, number 41, Joe McGrain.
Sports presents the 1987 National League Championship Series. It's the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Francisco Giants. 3-2 to Ozzie Smith. And that's promptly hit into left field. And there's another note we had given you on game 1, that Ozzie is the best 3-2 hitter on the team. He hits over 400 when he gets the count 3-2, and he lives up to that. And that makes Mitch 1 ball, no strikes. High fly ball into center. Going back is McGee on the track at the wall. He has it. And Robbie Thompson back to first. And Robbie's gone. And the fastball is smothered by Lindemann for a great play. Thompson rounded the bag, but a bad throw. They had him dead to rights, and Jim threw behind Tommy Hurd.
I don't think he really handles. He doesn't really drill this ball. He hits it softly, but Lindemann breaking off the bag makes a great one. Now he sees him, and he hesitates.
2 balls, 1 strike. And that's hit right back, and McGrain makes a good play and throws him out. 2 dazzlers by Lindemann at first, and on that Tony Pena. And he drives one to center. Chili Davis with that ball over his head to the track and makes the catch at the 400.
They're trying to get into the World Series. Both teams want it very badly, and you know, I don't really think they were supposed to be out here liking the other team all that much. You know, we want something and they want something, and that makes for a good series, I hope.
But he did pick up his 3rd win of the year in that game. There's a shot up the middle. That's a base hit, and here comes Chili Davis to score. And the Giants draw first blood. And Bob Brenly with Clark going, and a hit-and-run fly ball down the right field line. It's going to land for a base hit. Oquendo comes up with it, but here comes Clark, and he is going to score on a hit-and-run double by Bob Brenly.
And you really have to give Zimmer a...
Giants, 2nd inning. A change, and that's lifted to left field and carrying. Coleman going back, away back, slips and makes the catch. Tagging up at second is Brenly to move to third.
And once again, I had my eyes glued on Zimmer because he is an aggressive.
Wet, and watch what happens to Vince as he turns to get under the ball. His foot went right out from under him. A marvelous play. Brenly is not coming, and there is his full swing. So Adley Hammaker down on strength. 1-1.
in the dirt. And did it hit the batter? That's the question. The Cardinals are going to maintain that it hit Robbie Thompson, but Brenly is going to score.
He started.
You will argue.
He started to first base, Robbie Thompson, but then he came back. They're going to ask, and the second base umpire says, no. Whitey's going to argue. Very interesting, Vin, because Robbie Thompson started up the line, and then when the ball got by, now Whitey, you see, is arguing. He wants to ask the first base umpire.
The first thing Pallone did with the ball was look at it.
And watch Robbie Thompson after the pitch.
Back foot, if anything.
If anything. But watch Robbie. Look at him. He's starting for first base.
Oh, my gosh.
He started. That's it. That's the tip-off right there that it hit him.
2-1.
Now, here's another shot. We may be able to see if it hits him. If it did, it hit him on the foot, but the tip-off to me is right there. Look at him throwing his bat away, and then he sees the run's going to score. He says, hey, I'll take it.
Change, and hit to third. Tom Lawless gets it over, and the inning is over. Well, the Giants post a big 3. And 1-2. And he's hit one to deep left center, and look out now. If it's gone, it is gone, and he's got one flap down.
Yeah, look at his left arm. There it is. The flap is down, and when he gets to third, it's going to take him maybe 2-3 minutes to come around.
And remember, he now joins the company of Henry Aaron, Gary Matthews, and Bill Madlock.
He's slowing down.
And it is 4-0 San Francisco.
Great villain wrestler. There he is. They want him to come out. Yeah, they want a curtain call.
Let's see if he comes out. Make him wait.
Make him wait.
Make him wait.
Oh, boy.
Lawrence Olivier of Candlestick Park.
He's proud of his humility.
Yes. Here he comes now.
Make him wait.
Way to go, Hackman. Ball. Breaking ball got him, and McGrain breaks off a dandy. However, Leonard has been heard from. 1 run, 1 hit. We won't make him wait. Here's a look back, Jim Lindemann. And there goes the runner, and it is juggled and dropped behind the plate by Brenly, and it's a stolen base for Tommy Herr.
That's the one weapon they...
And it's a drive hooking down the left field line, foul. Festive because so many people were wearing Cardinal red. Here, in honor of the Giants, so many are wearing black and orange. And Uribe nipped on a fine play by Ozzie Smith. 2 down.
Play looked like Uribe had himself a base hit.
And Ozzie, of course, prefers to throw on the run. It helps his arm a little bit. And they could certainly use his bat. There's a great one.
And with his wife, Lil, and I think he says it all. Boy, they sure could use his bat. 331 lifetime, 475 home runs. Wasn't it against the Giants? He got the 5 in the 1 day, I believe.
What a hitter. Ball, 1 strike. Ground ball off the glove of Will Clark, and Pena's aboard. Clark played that as if he was afraid of a treacherous bad hop that might hit him in the face.
Plays it off to the side. It really not
into. Breaking ball hit in the air to left field. Leonard.
Warning track power.
Oh, yeah, and how. As you can see, the Cardinals started out tearing up the league. During the regular year. He doesn't figure to do any running now, however. And there's a flare into right center, and it's going to fall. Pena will stop at second as Maldonado comes up ready to throw. And that means McGrain will come out. So Whitey Herzog doesn't have many chances at this game. And with first and second, who do you think it's going to be? Jack Clark.
Well, with 2 outs, he doesn't have to run, and that was the big reason. And, of course, the crowd will really boo him because he has made some statements about this ballpark, making no bones about how he doesn't like it.
So Jack Clark comes back to Candlestick. He had some magnificent years here. Knocked in over 100 runs for the Giants in 1982.
There's where Whitey wants that big sock.
But he could sure get the Cardinals back in it. Strike.
At the plate, not at the pitcher.
0-1 to Clark. You would think it's the 9th inning. You know what? The crowd is on its feet. Wow. We're only in the 5th inning. Brenly doing a little umpiring. Ball 1, and I'm sure.
Watch him react here.
Oh, he says, thank you very much, strike 3. Look at Clark and wonder what it would be like if he were playing every inning of every game. Two to Jack Clark, and his crowd still on its feet. 4-0 Giants in the 5th. Cardinals trying to get off the ground. Got him. No runs, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts for Adley Hammaker, and at the end of 4 1/2 and grounding into double play. That's why they put the hit and run on line.
Mitchell check with Fay.
And the pitch inside, and it got him. Leonard hit by the pitch. And that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the clock. And Leonard going on to first base.
He's thinking, you can see they're trying to jam him inside. That's the spot to pitch him. He just can't get out of the way, and as he turns, it looked like it hit him on the right arm. You can really tell. He just tailed right into him.
But Tommy Hirsch should have held on to it. Little pop fly. Ozzie going out on the grass. Fastball, and he get under it. Fly ball to right. Jose Aquindo.
Whoop.
So the Giants get a base hit, a hit batter, and an error, and Forsch fights him away, and they leave clips. Jose turns double plays. Quite a rivalry here. A drive into right field, so Ozzie gets a base hit. And with 1 out, Tommy Herr, the batter. One and 1 to Lindemann. High drive into right center and deep. Maldonado on the track at the wall. It is gone. Home run, Jim Lindemann, and the Cardinals are back in the game.
That's what Whitey Herzog and the Cardinals were hoping, that Lindemann would do something like that. They bat him 4th, and it paid off for Whitey, and it's a big home run, a 4-2 ball game.
So Jim Lindemann, in only his 2nd time in cleanup, he batted cleanup way back in April. And the pride of Evanston, Illinois, hits one over the right center field wall. There's a looper to right. Maldonado coming up, slides, must have misjudged it or lost it in the lights, and McGee is not going to stop at second. Willie on his way for 3. He is in there. And I think Candy was trying to get an angle where he could pick the ball up and get out from under.
He's not sure, but now you see him go. That's a slide. He just was trying to get under those lights. He lost it there. He's not even looking at the coach, although Nick Lavia was.
Pena. Ground ball right at Will Clark. So McGee is left at 3rd, but the Cardinals come back with 1 and 2. So that takes care of Bob Brenly. Only 76 miles an hour.
He took something off that pitch. I don't know if it was a breaking ball. It certainly was. He took something.
Aquindo. Lined into left field, base hit. So Jose Aquindo, 1 for 3 as he singles to left, and now any Cardinal comes strike to 4th. And it's a busted bat and a flare into center for a base hit. So on a broken back single by Kurt Ford, the Cardinals have the tying runs on and nobody out. The runners are not going. And there's a ball hit up the middle, base hit. Here comes Oquendo around third to score. Hurrying to third is Ford. And the Cardinals are within one with the tying run at third. So Dan Dreesen singles up the middle. That scores Oquendo. Sends Ford to third.
Robinson tries to kick it almost to do anything to stop that ball from going.
So Roger Craig has seen a 4-0 lead and a feeling of euphoria here at Candlestick. Suddenly, and there goes Lance Johnson. The pitch outside. Brenly's throw not in time and in the dirt. And now the Cardinals have runners at second and third, and nobody much closer to the line than normal with a left-hand hitter up. 2-2. And that's hit up the middle. In comes Ford. Here comes Johnson. And the Cardinals lead 5-4.
And now with Coleman on at first base, they can do a lot of things. And that Cardinal bench, that home run by Lindeman, really woke them up. And they have just taken the lead. What a
Simpson. And Vince Coleman trying to make contact, drills it just under Robinson's glove. Over second. A dive by Thompson. Now for 3 tonight. And he bunts. Down to get it is Kevin Mitchell, and can't make a play. So that would be 5 consecutive singles by the Cardinals. And it's like again. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he hits a fly ball to left. Coming up is Leonard. Tagging is Coleman. The catch. Here comes Coleman. Good throw to the plate, but he scores. And over to third goes Ozzie. And it is 6
at bat for it because he's got a little bit of sock, although he hadn't been hitting. But Whitey had Lindeman in there.
To show you what kind of a pitcher Worrell is, he has made 4 pitches. 7 to take the lead. Fastball got him. And then was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Ground ball to the hole. Backhanded by Ozzie, who makes the play and got him. That's the play. He had the ball go through his legs in St. Louis, but not in San Francisco. And he gets his man, Jeffrey Leonard. Now here it is on.
He throws the other one. That one he threw off balance. This one, same play. In fact, he had more time on that one, Vin. Base on balls.
3-2. Got him. So Milner strikes out. Somehow, the Giants can come back. Got him. And for Brenly, that's the 5th time he's gone down on strike.
And hard to tell there.
Well, wait till we see it from another angle and freeze it. Look where the ball is.
The ball is there, so it looks like Hur's foot is on the bag like he was saved. Greg missed it.
However, 0-2. And got him. So Worrell picks up his 4th strikeout. And with 2 down in the 9th inning, tonight's NBC Miller Lite player of the game is Jim Lindeman. Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Jim Lindeman to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Lindeman, who hit a 2-run home run in the 6th. And there's a high fly ball into deep right center. Back goes Ford. Back goes McGee. It's gone. Run. 2-2 to Mitchell. High fly ball into left center. McGee says he has it. And the Cardinals have won Game 3 to go 1-up on the Giants. 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Giants. The winning pitcher would be Bob Forsch. The loser would be Don Robinson, and Todd Worrell would get a save. And the Cardinals down 4-0, turn it around to pull it out in Candlestick. What a 4th for St. Louis. For only the 2nd time this year, he hit 4th in April, is the man of the moment, Jim Lindeman. Let's go to Marv Albert.
All right, Vin, thank you. And for Jim Lindeman, a long way back, disappointing injury hit rookie year, but this one had to be feel good as the spark with the home run and 3 RBI.
Definitely felt real good. It's probably the biggest hit I've ever had, and it definitely has been a tough rookie year, but if we can come out of here and get to the World Series, everything will be great.
In fact, Atley Hammaker was just coasting along, appeared to be an easy win, and you put a stop to that.
Yeah, he had good stuff today, had good control, and you know haven't hit the ball very well lately, and you know I was just lucky to get one up in the wind here, and it carried.
Surprised you hit the 4th tonight?
No, not really. Whitey told me yesterday, without Jack, we need somebody in the 4th hole that can drive in some runs, and I'm glad I did it today.
And obviously, the conditions at Candlestick did not bother the Cardinals tonight because it was a clutch come-from-behind victory.
Yeah, no, not tonight. It was a nice night out here.
What is your reaction to some of the tactics of Jeffrey Leonard? Once again, a little showboating as he rounded the bases after hitting the home run?
Well, that's the way he is, I guess. I don't really know the man, and we don't do that with the Cardinals, and you know, I don't know. That's one person's, you know, perception of the way it happens. I don't know. He's just going out there and doing his thing, and we're not going to do that.
All right, for Jim Lindemann, there have been a number of big hits this season, but none bigger than tonight. Let's get back to Vin and Joe.
Well, friends, due to the length of tonight's game, the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson will not be seen. Stay tuned following local news for Late Night with David Letterman, except on the West Coast and most mountain stations. For Joe Garagiola, Vin Scully saying so long from San Francisco. Cardinals 6, Giants 5. See you tomorrow night.
Coleman singles in 2 runs, capping a dramatic comeback by the Cards tonight to take a 2-1 lead in the playoffs against the Giants.
Big Park. Mike?
All right, Art, I'm here with Jay Randolph and Bob Forsch, the Cardinals pitcher who came in relief of Joe McGrain tonight. Bob, what was going through your mind when you came in? The team was down 4-0. Jack Clark had struck out. I mean, you guys had to be down on that bench.
Well, I was down in the bullpen, so I don't know what the bench was like. You know, it's tough to say, but you know, the fact that I kind of got in trouble and pitched out of it, I think, was kind of lift. But the big thing was Jimmy Lindemann's 2-run homer.
Now, there was a pitch where you hit Jeffrey Leonard. You didn't intentionally try to do that, did you?
Oh, no, it was a fastball that I tried to throw inside, but I had missed a little bit earlier on one of the other hitters. We were going to sit up inside, and I threw it low and away, and I was just going to make sure that this ball was in far enough.
And you seemed down right after that happened. You walked off the mound. You seemed to gather yourself, and then the whole thing started to pick up for not only you but for the Cardinals.
Well, you know, you never like to make a bad pitch, and you know, it was unfortunate. I don't know whether you know, Jeff was going into the ball or what, but you know, it's just one of those things.
Bob, I think probably I have known you longer than anybody who has played Cardinal baseball, and tonight, pitching in your native state in a game that was so pivotal, I happen to think that the pitch that you threw to Jeffrey Leonard that did happen to hit him was the key in the game. Now, I'm not saying you were trying to hit him, but it certainly, along with the Lindemann home run, got the club going when everybody upstairs, everybody in the press box, everywhere I walked in the stadium said the Cardinals were going to be given up for dead.
Well, I don't think that's it at all. I think the fact that, you know, we came out here and all we've heard is bad things, how they were going to sweep us, you know, how we don't have a good ball club, how we got people that can't pitch, and how they hit home runs and we hit, you know, ping hits. I think, if anything, that inspired us more than anything. You know, we're not a team that goes out and boasts, but we won a lot more ball games.
I think that's the thing. One of the most distinguished writers in the country just said to me in the interview room a few minutes ago, a lot of people don't realize how good the Cardinals are. They think they're the Seven Dwarfs and Jose Oquendo, but you can win with them and Whitey Herzog.
Well, you know, Whitey pulls the strings, and everybody just has a job to do. If they go out and do it, then we're successful.
This was very special tonight, wasn't it?
It was. I haven't won a game here since most of the guys, you know, they haven't even been in the big leagues yet. So,
wonderful.
So it was special for me.
Nice going, Robert.
Thank you.
Bob, congratulations.
Thanks for coming out and talking to us.
All right, Bob, Jay, let's go.
The 1987 National League Championship Series. Tonight from Candlestick Park, it's the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Francisco. And that's driven to right field in the first inning, no score. Off speed, that's hit to center. Coming up for it is Milner, and the ball started to take off, and you saw Milner catch it over his head. Big Danny Cott, 6'4", 225. If you break that record down, he was 8-3 before going on the disabled pull. Kurt Ford hit 285 during the regular year and promptly pulled. So Ford, a line drive single to right.
And Pena hits one just by the diving Uribe, and Ford is on his way to third. Milner after him, no good. Down to second base goes Pena.
That's what the Cardinals do better than anybody, going from first to third, and you can see what about it. He picks up the big base, and now the double play is eliminated, and the
ground ball by the drawn-in infield. Ford scores. Down to third goes Pena, and the Cardinals lead 1-0.
I really must second-guess that pitch. He threw a curveball that Danny Cox just about came unglued. I mean, no strikes, no balls and 2 strikes, right down the middle. I mean, that's room service.
1 strike. Ground ball into right field. Base hit. Pena will score, and Cox on his way to third. Aldretti's throw is not in time. Holding at first is Coleman. That's 4 consecutive hits for the Cardinals, and they lead.
Is just what they're doing. Here's a pitcher, a big guy like Danny Cox. The Cardinals probably have the only pitching staff with shin splints from running.
And a line drive. Great catch by Thompson. Double play. Thompson. Down he goes. That has been his problem all year. Robbie.
Number 23. Breaking ball again. They got it high. Robbie.
On deck, Mike Krukow. Breaking ball, got him. That's strikeout number 2 for Danny Cox, that type of a hitter. But he strikes out, and for Danny Cox now, 3 strikeouts. 2 to the hack man, as they call him. And he chased it, and down he goes. Strikeout number 4 for Danny Cox. And it will bring up Will Clark, who grounded out in the first inning.
Good breaking ball. Watch it go right down the great spot. He could not have driven that anywhere.
Runners go, and it's got him. What an inning as Danny Cox strikes out the side. That gives him 5 strikeouts in the game. A frustrated and angry Will Clark leaves and cruises at 35 miles per hour, going nowhere. And talking about going nowhere.
I was going to say, talk about 35 knots. That's about the speed that helmet came off. Will, he's an intense young man.
And Greg Matthews. Got him on the outside corner. So Brenly becomes the 6th strikeout for 1 strike to count. And a drive into deep left field. Back to the wall goes Coleman, gone. Right hand. Roller slowly. Robbie Thompson has trouble getting it out of his glove. Throws it, and it gets by Will Clark. Coleman will hold at second base.
The grass slowed it up, and that's the one thing that speed.
1 strike. And that's hit to right. Aldretti is coming up in a hurry. Makes the diving catch. Throws to second too late. A clutch play by Mike Aldretti. That ball was... And he hits a fastball in the air to left field. Coleman going back to the track, to the wall. Leaps in the air. It's gone. Home run.
He stopped too. Watch this trot.
The flags are hanging limply in center field, and that fly ball, when it left, Coleman went back as if he had a play, and suddenly it looked like a jet stream carried it over.
Something caught it, and this crowd really going bonkers, and Eric Gregg is motioning to come on out. That's the first time I've seen that. They want to get on with the game. Watch Coleman now. He's not so sure. He thinks now, he says, yeah. Now Coleman, he thinks he's got to play.
And watch the kids behind the fence, because when they go after it, you know.
Look at those kids fight for it.
Yeah, that's always the tip-off. And Leonard, once he sees the kid scramble, otherwise you're not sure if the outfielder's caught it or not.
He didn't have the flap down, Vin. He just kind of, when we got to second base, though, he stops. Danny Cox, he's trying to draw that ball back. Here's his reaction.
Remember, we told you about Danny Cox and 70 pitches. Single to Vince Coleman in the 5th inning. The only hit since the 2nd. Ground ball to the left of Uribe. Base hit for Willie McGee. Breaking ball, and it's hit over second base into center field, and that keeps Danny Cox in the game. That's how important that at-bat was.
He'll be up there bunting.
Then single to right. And he goes to left field. Coleman backtracking and has to knock it down. Here comes Leonard around third. Ozzie Smith, the relay to Pena, and he is out at the plate. 7-6-2. What a great throw by Ozzie Smith.
And he hesitated on the throw, didn't really think he was coming.
And at the end of
second, he thought he was closer to the fence, bobbles it. Now watch his relay to Ozzie Smith. Ozzie doesn't throw immediately. Right there, now he spots him, and Leonard really tries to knock Tony Pena down, veers in, and he tags him right in the face, and that ball is in play. Look at Zimmer up the line, waving him on. There's Ozzie, and for a minute, he doesn't see Leonard, but Pena's got a lot of time, and he braces himself. And he buries that glove, that ball in the glove. Now, Leonard's coming hard, and Zimmer's up the line. He's not hesitating. I mean, he's full steam. Look where Zimmer is, and Pena's waiting, and he just jams him. If he'd have put his shoulder down, he might have gotten hurt, but
205 pounds. There's a chopper to the hole, base hit by the diving Robbie Thompson. So Tommy Herr, a one-out single to right field, representing the tying run, and the batter is Bob Brenly coming up. Meanwhile, kind of stretching and somehow getting ready, Jack Clark. That is one of the tough things for the visiting team here at Candlestick Park. There is no place to go to get warm. In so many other ballparks, you go up the runway, back in. For the Cardinals, will tell you about their hitters due up in the 9th. But Brenly drives one to deep left. Back goes Coleman, away back, gone. I guess was to be expected. The Giants have 9 hits, 3 home runs, and a couple of doubles. That's the 9th hit for the Cardinals, all singles. So Terry Pendleton, he was during the year when he stole 19. Ground ball to Robbie Thompson, to Uribe, to Clark. The San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals have split 4, and the Giants have just set a National League Championship Series record. They have now turned in 9 double plays.
Into a line drive double play in the inning we scored. That was, that took us out of the inning. And other than that, you got to give Kruko credit. He got the ground balls when he needed them, and that's the name of the game in this ballpark, to try to get the players to hit it on the ground, because that grass is going to eat it up, and it's tough to hit the ball through the infield here.
And the long ball also was devastating.
Yeah, it was. We knew coming into the series that this is a home run hitting ball club, and we felt like if we could keep them from hitting home runs, we could beat them, and tonight that was the difference. Leonard's ball, I thought, was just going to be a long fly ball. He seemed to get under it, and I guess the wind was blowing out into that left field area tonight, and just had enough carry to get out of the ballpark. But when it left the bat, I didn't think it was going to go.
1987 National League Championship Series. Today from Candlestick Park, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Francisco Giants. 1 in stolen bases. And he hits it to left, and there was shading to the line, and Leonard a diving try, but it goes to the fence. Chili Davis retrieves, and Vince Coleman has a double. So with Leonard shading him to the line, he found the gap. Russell watching Coleman. And there it is, the drive into left field. Going over to left center is Davis. Tagging up is Vince Coleman. So Tommy Hurd does what he had done so well during the regular year. He gets the fly ball to get his man home. Interestingly, too, Joe,
Played more to try to take away that pitch that Matthews was laying on the outside corner, and I look for Uribe to try to beat out some bunts today.
Cardinals lead 1-0 in the first inning. Line drive down the left field line, base hit. Here comes Robbie Thompson to score on a long single by Mitchell.
Yeah.
Got him, and a perfect pitch inside part of the plate. So he set him up on the outside and then drilled him 2 down. Good measure. And he bangs it in the gap. Willie McGee on the run, flags it down. So the Giants leave Mitchell at third, and we're off and running at the end. Kind of rubbed at the stubble on his chin and said, I don't know.
You think, Vin, that's a page out of Casey's book that he's got a reason, but it's just not.
Big breaking ball, that's all he got, and down he goes.
Delivery to the plate.
Big chopper to third, Pendleton at the bag, down to her, and late to Dreesen. When he's coming to the plate.
Home.
Like there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Russell goes down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts for young Gregg. He walks. Change it and make it even higher. So Pena starting to hit the ball crisply now. And in a 1-1 tie, it'll in on the grass. And coming along with Clark. Full swing and a blooper to center, base hit. How do you like that one?
He really performed it well, too. I mean, he squared around, and there's nothing that'll...
Greg Matthews, he can handle that bat. He had 2 sacrifices, a base hit in the first game, and he just takes Russell into center field for another base hit.
Tell me about proper balance in the batter's box and keeping your weight back and all that.
Coleman in his leadoff role only sacrificed 5 times this year. Hits it off Russell's glove, and the bases are loaded. So it is Herzog who gambles and gets a single from Matthews, and in a 5 and 4, and now they have 3 in a row. And there's a fly ball into center. Chili Davis is there, tagging his Pena. Chili for the catch, and Pena will score, and it is 2-1 in favor of St. Louis. Ozzie Smith picking up the RBI.
There's a little trouble, but watch how far out of the baseline Uribe gets, and yet Coleman is able to dump him, but not before Uribe gets rid of that.
Championship series back in 1982. Keeson and Vukovic went all the way. A drive into left center and deep. McGee with the shades down at the wall. Gone.
At least they just seem to take it all the time.
And he promptly hits this one into shallow left center, and Chili Davis will have to play it on a bounce. So McGee, a little flare for a base hit. And the batter will be Terry Pendleton. The preliminary report we get on Greg Matthews, a strained quadricep. So I would think that Greg gave it his best shot, and he'll have to come out even 2-2. Reaches to not to swing. And now there's the base hit into right center, and the Giants trying to run it down, and it has fought its way through the underbrush and gotten all the way to the fence. Pendleton with 2 out is heading for third on a bad ankle, and he made it. Barely.
He ran hard, but when he got around second base, he was paying a price, and you can see him getting up and kind of try to loosen up a little.
Baseman. And here's how close it was. That throw is right on his tail.
Right fielder, John Morris.
So Pendleton triples after McGee is nailed on a pitch out. And here is John Morris with 2 out, trying to pick him up and break a 2-2 tie. Ground ball wide to Clark. Overhands to Russell, who drops it, and the run is in. From the first day of spring training, they practiced that play, and it pops up to haunt the Giants in the LCS.
Scooping it and kind of giving an underhand toss. Now watch what happens here. He's got plenty of time. Oh, he just dropped it, and he's reaching for the bag. He was not at the bag. He didn't get there. You have to feel for Whitey Herzog. He makes a decision before the series to go with 8 pitchers so he can have an extra man that paid off when he could use Lawless. But Cox gets hurt. He can't use him, although he did use him later on. And now Matthews, he has really had to make some moves.
And the Cardinals lead. Uribe sacrificed 5 times this year, 4 left-handed, if you're thinking any kind of squeeze. Instead, it's a base hit into right. In comes Chili Davis to tie. In comes Clark to take the lead. And there are runners at second and third.
Play. It's so true. Outfielders keep any big innings alive more than any other position. Now watch when Ford gets the ball. He tries to throw it all away. He's got no chance. Nobody can cut that thing off. Dreesen tried.
So now Roger Craig is going for a bundle against Whitey Herzog because of that throw with first base open, Rick Russell is coming out of the... And that's hit into left field. Coming up is Coleman. The wind blows it. He makes a great recovery and catch, and Brenly scores. He thought he might have a throw, and then he was lucky to catch it.
The ball is sliced by the left-hand hitter. Now Coleman comes in. He figures he's got to play, and then, oh, look out. And now he makes a tremendous play because he reaches back with that big glove. You see it here. He knows he's in trouble right there. And I tell you, that could have been disastrous.
It's a classic bay. He is not coming. And a drive into right and sinking for a base hit and going to the wall. Robbie Thompson is on his way for 3. And he is in there. And Dreesen. Wow. Where'd that come from?
Man. He's standing there. He didn't know what hit him. Dan didn't know what hit him. He came up from behind. He's bearing down on the batter, and all of a sudden, boom. Now watch what happens here. Now he had no idea.
You never know what's going to come blowing out of the stands. Old love letters. Do Bill. Balls, 2 strikes. Got him, and he changed up, and Leonard way out in front of it. However, the Giants and switch hitter batting right-handed, and he has better numbers from this side of the plate. But a hopper to Pendleton, down to her, back to Dreesen, and just like that, double play. On Terry Pendleton. And that's driven to right and deep. Oquendo to the track, makes the catch in front of Willie Mays. Or at least in front of Mays' side. Clark, angry, thought he was going to hit it out. But again, he got a little top. Ground ball wide of first into right field. So McGee comes up with his second hit. Willie is 2 for 3. And the batter will be Terry Pendleton. Hit number 1 off Price. There's a one-hopper backhanded by Pendleton. Oh, what a sweet big league play that was. Wow.
Oh, that's clinic time. Clinic time. He just could react to what you can do at third base. Watch how hard that ball is hit. Short hop. Backhands it, turns around, knows he has it, and he's ready to throw, finds his target. Oh, if you want to be a third baseman, just videotape that.
Boy, that'd make Nureyev proud. Look at this world.
For a while.
That'll do it. So Price strikes out, and thanks to Pendleton's dazzler at third, the Giants are plays. There goes Robbie Thompson. Pitch out is swung out and missed, and Robbie is out from me to you. Perfect throw from Pena to Tommy. 2 down, and Jeffrey Leonard coming up. When you talk about the Tommy John operation relating to the left-hander Ken Daly, he had the tendon transferred from his right forearm to his left elbow. Three other pitchers had the exact same operation: Tommy John, Joe Sambito, and Gary Lavelle, and Ken Daly. Here's
2 balls, 2 strikes, and that just blows him away. So 2 down in the 8th. Chase that breaking ball in the dirt, so they'll record the out at first, and that's that. Daly picks up. Of the Cardinals and their fans, a question of whether Jack can play Tuesday evening. Ground ball to Robbie Thompson. There it is.
Imagine what it might be like?
Well, what I'd really like to see is John Tudor throwing one of his typical games where he gives up 3 or 4 hits and goes the distance, and we score 4 or 5 runs early to give him somewhat of a cushion and get the fans into the game and get the relievers a little bit less nervous out in the bullpen, and because these games are nerve-wracking, they really are. And hopefully in the 7th game, just some of the same. I'm not sure who's starting right now. I don't know if it's Danny or Joe or who it is, but I'd like to get ahead early in both games and give the St. Louis fans a winner.
They're a good ball club. You know, they're not 27 Yankees, I guess, to use a cliche, but they're a good ball club, and they're a cocky, arrogant ball club for good reasons. You know, like I said, they're a good team, and you know, we'd like nothing better to beat them, and they'd like nothing better than to beat us. So, you know, we're just going to go out and try and do it. They're going to try and beat us, and we're going to try and beat them, and may the better team win.
Being down 3-2, the possibility of Clark starting, what are your feelings?
Well, that's what we put him on the roster for. We were hoping that he might be able to play by the 6th game, but no, I don't think he's going to be able to play.
And how they helped the Giants. He then went on to talk about the Cardinal fans and about playing at Busch.
St. Louis fans are great. They've always been behind us, but they're a little bit more laid back, and I think the type of music that's played in St. Louis is a little more laid back. You know, you might have a big rally going for us, and you know, you're hearing Swanee River on the organ, as opposed to you know, the Rocky theme, you know, pumping over loudspeakers here. And that's just the way traditional baseball has been played in St. Louis. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that it doesn't really quite get the crowd going.
Looks like a cleanup hitter, I think. So he's been swinging the bat pretty good. Got a big home run in San Francisco off a haymaker. So we're going to leave him there and let him play first. I moved Terry up to 5th because Willie's wrist is hurting. I asked him if he thought he could swing right-handed, and he said, look, he said, I played all year and I can swing. And I said, well, I'll move you down the lineup a little bit. But he wanted to play, so I think I owed it to him to let him stay in the lineup, and I moved Pena up to the 6th spot, and Okendo hit 8th. So we're just kind of shooting dice. I mean, we're in a situation that we know we haven't been hitting. We know what Vivecki did to us last time, and we're going to need an awful good performance by Tudor to turn this thing around. They're living a little high on the hog right now. Their balls are hitting the holes. We're hitting the darndest double plays I've ever seen, Jay. It seems like they don't have to go to their left or to their right. It's right to them, and I don't know whether their charts are that good or their pitches that good, but they're not even hard double plays. I mean, they're just tailored.
I know as the game goes along, he might fit me in somewhere to get in at bat or something to try to help us win if the situation comes up.
You know, Jack, it was interesting on the way back from San Francisco, sitting next to a writer on the flight. Some people taking shots at you. Why aren't you in there? Big games. But nobody appears to be more frustrated about this thing than you.
Well, I'd be out there if I could, but I just can't. My injury, I'm not able to. I mean, I have a severe tear in my leg. It's not an ankle sprain, and I just can't do anything. I'm having a hard enough time hitting, let alone thinking about running or doing anything else. So, shoot, it's the old team, my ex-team, and the playoffs. I played all year and was having my best year. There wouldn't be any reason I'd have to be crazy to not want to be in there right now, you know, and I can't. And I have to be around, and that hurts more than anything. But I want us to win just as bad as anybody else.
Possible pinch hitting performance?
That's about the only thing I'm available for. As far as that goes, even if we got to the World Series, I don't think I'd be available. You know, I'm pretty much finished for right now. And if we got to the World Series, you know, I might not even be on the roster. So because Whitey might need somebody he needs then has more availability than me. So, you know, it's a tough situation. Sure. It's just, you know, it's too bad. But, you know, we need this game tonight.
One flat down, something that Cardinal pitchers have really enjoyed.
Well, no, it's a long story to that, but right now, when I have my flap down, it means that pitch was nothing.
Which is a taunt of the Cardinal pitchers. In fact, Friday night, Bob Forsch decked you. Do you think he was trying to hit you on purpose?
I think so. But, you know, him being a seasoned vet, he had to do something, and I think it showed an example for his ball club, you know, hitting me and showing them that, you know, you just can't do these types of things.
Will there be retaliation? Do you plan to get back at these guys?
The team standpoint, I think we already have, but winning this whole thing will definitely be it. On a personal standpoint, I may have to wait.
Is there anybody on the Cardinals you don't particularly like?
Tommy Herr.
Why?
I just don't like him.
Good.
Yeah, you know, his style of play, his mannerisms, you know. He's a good ball player, but I just don't like him.
Anybody you do like, Jeffrey?
I like Jack, Ozzie, you know, Willie McGee.
The 1987 National League Championship Series. Tonight from Busch Memorial Stadium, the San Francisco Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. The feelings and the sentiments in the city of St. Louis tonight. Yes, Ozzie Smith takes the Cardinals out for big number 6 against the San Francisco Giants. Here's the way the Giants. Whitey changed his lineup a couple of times. There was a time earlier tonight where it looked like Lake was going to catch, Pena was going to play first, and Lindemann was going to play right field. But they have a confrontation. John Tudor and Jeffrey Leonard. Well, that's a direct quote from John Tudor. And the Hackman has been quite outspoken.
Faced Leonard when he was effective, it was with the slow pitches on the outside part of that plate out of the zone. He was a little bit too far out with that one.
1-2 to Leonard. On deck, Candy Maldonado. Got him, and look at the towels. They go wild. A snowstorm at Busch Stadium. So John Tudor rings up Jeffrey Leonard. 2 strikeouts for the left-hander, and the batter's Candy Maldonado. Chris Spire was 2-2. High fly ball to straightaway center. It's playable, and McGee is there. No run. And that's looped to right. Coming up for it is Maldonado. Base hit. And Tommy Herr has been waved to third, and he's in there without a throw.
Right back up the middle. Looked like it was a breaking ball, a slider. Didn't get it in as far as he wanted to, and Lindemann was ready.
To Chili Davis. Strikeouts for John Tudor. And that's hit to left center field. Racing over McGee to flag it. Oh, what a big play.
When you talk about building a ball club for a ballpark, that's what they're talking about. McGee can cut the gap in center field. Coleman in left field with great speed. It's not just the stolen bases. When you talk about Cardinal speed, it's plays like...
Ground ball to Lindemann. He'll take it to the bag. No runs, 1 hit. And thanks to Willie McGee, 2 left. And at the end...
Throwing things out there, and that's unfortunate.
Yep. I was afraid. I tell you one thing, I'm surprised he's not wearing a helmet. If you're old enough, or if you're a historian, there's the cowbell, all right. You can remember the Cardinals and Detroit out into left field. And he is retrieving something. Montague has a hobby, and he's a very clever magician. And he's going to make that disappear. 1-2.
driven to right. Moving in for it is Maldonado, and he thinks slipped. I don't think it was the case of trying to get under the lights, and Pena is on his way to third. That did not appear to be the same play as in San Francisco, but it's the same result.
Really reached out. Now watch Maldonado. He's got a bead on it. He did slip, I believe, man.
Yeah, that area sitting up here, if you look out at the AstroTurf, where Maldonado is a very damp, darker green. The rest of the AstroTurf is a very pale green. And I have to believe that it was more of a slip than anything else on the wet turf. It is a triple for Pena. Chopper to third. Mitchell holding, throws him out.
And Pena with 2 strikes widened his zone.
Handed batter when all of his sacrifices this year have been left-handed. Fly ball to right field and pretty shallow to the line. Maldonado makes the catch, and Pena is going to come. The throw to the plate. He is safe.
That's a play Maldonado has to make. Now he runs into foul territory. He's running away from home plate, but his throw was up the third base line. Now he makes the play, braces himself, and really his throw is not a good throw because it's too far up the line, and Melvin has to go get it, and by that time Pena gets around him. If it's towards the plate, that
problem all night, unfortunately. Here's Tony Pena tagging and digging, and as Maldonado's throw tails up the line a bit, he just did get around Melvin.
I'm surprised he was watching the play as much as he did. You saw him look. Now he gets around Melvin. Melvin had the ball in plenty of time, but he was too far up the line.
1 ball and 1 strike.
You remember they got that play, first move, go.
There he goes on a pitch out. Pena in the dirt. Ozzie Smith, they got him anyway.
Once again, they go out, way out there this time. He had a good ball in the handle. Ozzie hangs right in there.
Whoa.
I tell you, he looks safe to me.
Leonard struck out in the first inning. Look at that side. Okay, I give up. 2-2 to Leonard, who chased a changeup in the first inning. I'm sure for tonight and in this particular moment, he must feel like it is himself against the world. As Jeffrey Leonard took his position in left field, this entire ballpark verbally let him have it. Waving time. And he pulls it to left. Base hit. So after going the other way, he's had 4 3-2 counts. And there's a fly ball into left center. McGee, with the ball hooking on him, is still able to catch up to it. And it was Millie McGee's play on Jose Uribe in the second inning. That is the defensive standout so far tonight.
He got the fastball by Davis, and now he's shown Clark a pretty good one.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him looking. Maldonado. It certainly doesn't look now that he slipped. It looks like he was starting to go into a slide, and I would have to guess it was to get a better angle on the light towers atop the roof. Strange that he would be hit by lightning twice on the same play in two different ballparks. On deck, Robbie Thompson. And he got the bunt down, and he laid a poached egg, and the throw is just in time. And there'll be an argument.
Melvin did not get a good jump off second base. We talked about his lack of speed. Zimmer thought he was there. Here comes Craig. It was a beautiful bunt. He deadened that ball just perfectly.
He was safe, says Zimmer. He was safe. Don't get thrown out, Bob Engel said. Don't get thrown out. So the plate umpire appeared to be a great bunt. He just laid it dead with a little backspin.
On that play, I'd have to say he was out.
Yeah, Dave Pallone, the third base umpire, right there. He had the best view in the house.
And Pendleton hesitated. He was going to go to third.
Pena hollered to him to go to third.
He was going to go no other place. He got him.
A good call, first and second. Hit in the air to McGee. Uribe goes to the bag to tag, but just to draw a throw. That shows you how big that play at third base. And they're on their feet at Busch Stadium. High fly ball into left center. McGee calling and puts it away. The play, and the count 1-1.
It's by Mitchell. It looked like it's going to be a fair ball, but Pallone right on that line. There you see him. No.
There's the ground ball to Tommy Herr. He has to get the front man, and that's all. So now they'll get on Leonard as he jogs off the field.
He's low inside. He gets around on it. And Pendleton has no chance, but she's just barely foul. Close plays. Ball there because it's way inside the curveball. You don't want that curveball there, but it just so fooled Clark. He just could do nothing but watch it.
65-mile-an-hour flip. 0-2. High fly ball to right field. It's playable. Oquendo is there. No runs, one hit, a man left. At the end of 5.5, the Cardinals won and the Giants nothing. Out in the first inning, their run came on the ball that wound up eluding Maldonado for a triple. And right up the middle. So that breaks the streak.
Ball's the outside part of plate, and he just sent it right through his leg. Dravecky got the pull. You'll really see it with this shot, I'm sure. There he goes over, and there's the spray. And now they're out in left field corner.
He retired the side in order in the 4th and 5th. And that from Melvin is his third hit. And Coleman over to the line to keep it a single. Nice play.
Once again, when you talk about building a team around a ballpark, there it is again. He cut off the extra base hit, and now the double play is in order.
And now Robbie Thompson is trying to get him even. 1-2. Got it.
Tudor gets a big strikeout. Watch where he places his ball. It's way out of the strike zone. Robbie Thompson can't come close to hitting it. A big out, and Thompson knows, and he just chased a bad ball.
We go to the bottom. Jose Oquendo. Hit to right field, and back for it goes Maldonado to the track to handle it, and almost ran out from under it.
I tell you, he's put excitement back into the fly ball tonight. He hasn't shown him a fastball yet.
2-0.
There's the fastball hit to Pendleton, who flags it while backing up. Boy, that's a tough play. And Pendleton did it so very well. One down.
It doesn't work against me because I got such great defense on that side with Ozzie Smith and Pendleton. Then ball gets behind him, and here's the throw, and here comes the hack man.
Out in the third, single to left in the sixth. He's had a cowbell thrown at him. He's had beer poured down on him, and he has been taunted with signs and with the chant. Otherwise, it's been a very quiet night in the life of Jeffrey Leonard. And they're going to the bullpen, and they want Todd Worrell. They're going to make a 2-for-1 switch. John Morris will come out of the dugout and go into right field. And John Tudor leads. Switch. John Morris will go into right field and bat ninth. He'll be first up in the bottom of the eighth. Todd Worrell will go into Jose Oquendo's spot. That made the last out in the seventh.
He's on his knees. If you got a set pitch, you want to make a stronger throw than he made now. He's right down on his knees. He sees he's got a chance, and he just kind of fires it over there. Makes his ball club look good. But he came inside to move him back, definitely.
1-2. Got him.
Pitched him away the first time, but he set him up inside. Right. That was the setup pitch.
Take a look at the location of this pitch now. After one inside, look at that one, away.
He brushed him back and then went there. Tudor watching everything, rooting it on. The pressure was on him to start the game. He got him this far, and Worrell.
Balls, 2 strikes. There goes Leonard, and there's a fly ball to left field. Vince Coleman is there. He's got it. No runs, no hits. There's a blizzard again at Busch. And it's 1-0. Spillman will bat for Don Robinson and then Jose Uribe.
It is
no balls, 1 strike. Foul, strike 2. To Will Clark. Fly to right. 2-2. Fouled away. 1-22. Foul back.
Yes, he's still at 97, just getting a sign, and Pena's remembering I'm putting down one finger, and here it comes.
Would it be dirty fool if he ever came up with a changeup?
Oh. I can't believe what pain the hitter would go through as he tried to keep his body in his shoes.
2-2, and Worrell. Fouled away. 2 to Will. Fouled away again. That might have been ball 3. The deadline. Off speed. There's the changeup. Strike 3 called.
82 miles an hour is the first one, and you could see that it just froze him. It was a matter of time, but he did throw it, and I tell you, it was almost a historical moment, man.
And how? For Todd Worrell to throw a 2-2 changeup, that's worth another look.
And even at that, it was 82 miles an hour, but he throws so hard that if he changes speeds at all, forget about it. Now Whitey is out talking to Bob Engel.
1 down, and Whitey now is going to go to Ken Daly with the left-hand hitter, Spillman. Well, we're going to have another change. John Morris has come in from right field. Todd Worrell is going to right field. Whitey did this earlier this year against the Philadelphia Phillies. Let me see if I can remember. Von Hayes was the hitter,
He sent Worrell to the outfield and brought Daly in to pitch. Daly got Hayes. Then he took Daly out and brought Worrell in. And Worrell, I got Rick Shue and somebody else, I forget. But that's what he's doing for the second time this year.
It's a play that Paul Richards was the first one I remember doing it, and Whitey not afraid to do it, and he's got Worrell in right field, and I'm telling you, Vin, what a ball game.
Phillies, it was the 22nd of September. After Daly got his man, they took Daly out. Worrell came back in and warmed up again. See if Worrell is brought back in to pitch to Uribe or not. And he is asking, do you want me to come back in? And Pena looks to the dugout. And Nick Lave. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by her. The Cardinals are still alive. It took a great running catch by Willie McGee. It took a great throw from Pendleton to Ozzie Smith for the play at third. And it took tremendous pitching to beat the Giants tonight. But the Cardinals had all of that and kept Jeffrey Leonard quiet in the bargain. So the Cardinals shut out the Giants 1-0. There'll be a seventh game. Cox and Hammaker, and we'll be back.
All the hoopla concerning your statements and with things being tossed at you out in left field, how difficult was it for you to strike out the first two times?
It really wasn't that difficult. You know, I got away from my game. I was a little bit more anxious. I was very strong tonight, and he got me chasing it at his pitch. As far as throwing the steel cowbells and the frozen hot dogs and, you know, all the money out there, yeah, it wasn't that much of a distraction because, you know, I've learned how to erase that.
Did you get hit by anything out there?
Well, I went down into the left field corner, and they poured 2 cups of beer on me. And one of the cowbells just hit the side of my leg. Other than that, it was a regular ball game.
You were a regular moving target out in left field.
Well, you know, things happen, circumstances arise, and
Free Jeffrey.
They are still not louder than the fans in Chicago or Philadelphia.
All right, Jeffrey, don't call me Jeff Leonard. Let's get back to Vin and Joe.
Happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of John Tudor to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. We'll be back to New Year's Eve at Busch Stadium. We've heard from Jeffrey Leonard. We've gotten an insight to the game as far as the Giants are concerned. Now let's look at the other side of the coin in the Cardinal view. Let's go to Terry to Joe Morgan.
Thank you, Vin. In the 5th inning, Terry, there was a tough defensive play that you made, runners at first and second. A good bunt, I thought, by Dave Rebecki. Then describe what happened.
Well, you know, we had the bunt play on where we were going to try to get the runner at third, Joe. And, you know, I came in to fill the bunt, but like you said, Dave Rebecki made an excellent lay down, an excellent bunt. And it was tough on me, and I still felt like I had a chance at third, and I had to go that way. I felt like it was a crucial play in the ball game.
I was surprised you went to third because it was a good bunt.
Well, you know, I still felt like I had an opportunity to get the guy at third. You know, Ozzie made a good play of stretching for the baseball, and, you know, there was a lot of controversy over there on the play, but the play went our way. The umpire called him out, and I'm happy about it.
Here we get another look at the play. It was a very close play. You come up right away throwing to third. Now you tell me whether he's out or safe.
I think he's out there, Joe. I honestly do. You know, I really feel like he got him there. I think the umpire made an excellent play there.
And the replay verified that. You were right. Great play, Terry Pendleton. Now back to Marv Albert. He had
the job done. Isn't this marvelous?
Well, you know, we're real excited about it. And
I think Whitey deserves a lot of credit for the way he manipulates this team and manipulates his pitching staff. And, a perfect example of it was tonight. I get out to right field. I think that's my fourth time out there.
How did you feel out there tonight? Tonight was very special out there.
Well, I'm not used to seeing the hitters from 300 feet. I'm used to seeing them from 60 feet. So, it was definitely a unique situation for me. But, I work on it a little bit, shagging balls, and I don't feel too uncomfortable out there. I think I can get a ball if it comes
John
out
Tudor
my way.
walking by us now. A wonderful performance for him.
Did a super job. I think when the chips were down this year, when John was healthy, he came out and pitched a super game for us, and he did the same thing tonight. And I think everyone in our ball club, when John Tudor goes on the mound, we know we're going to win.
Well, it's nice to talk to a pitcher and right fielder on this night. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Said it was 1-0, and here's the one, the most important run of your life. Way to go, Tony Pena.
I tell you, they have to be the more important run out of my life, and have to be one of the happy moments in my life also, because I've been trying so hard this year to help the ball club, and thank God, Gabby helped me out, to do what I've been doing right now.
Tony, when you hit the ball, were you watching Maldonado? How did you know what happened out there? You never stopped. And it was a close play at third, but you got in there.
Well, I hit the ball real well. And as soon as I see Maldonado cover his face with his glove, I know he was in trouble. And as soon as I see him cover, I just keep running really hard, and the ball hit the ground. In my mind was, I have to make to the third base.
Well, you got home on the sacrifice fly, and it held up. Remarkable job by Tudor and Worrell and Daly.
Well, I tell you, John Tudor know how much how important was that game for us tonight. Because if we didn't win this game, we have to go home tomorrow. But he did a great job. It had to be one of the best games that he pitched in a long time. And Worrell was really throwing really hard tonight. And Daly come out and do a super job.
Thank you, Tony Pena.
Lee Hammaker of the San Francisco Giants making his way onto the field here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis for the biggest game of his life in what has been a magnificent comeback from a series of operations. The last time Hammaker was in the national spotlight, the '83 All-Star game, but he was touched for that Fredlin Grand Slam and was shelled. His All-Star manager, Whitey Herzog. And today, Hammaker, coming off a solid effort in Game 3 last Friday, hopes to beat Whitey and his Cardinals, but he must do it on the road, where he won only 1 of 9 decisions this season. Atley will be opposed by Danny Cox, who made his first appearance tonight on the field just before 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this past season, Cox able to make it back from a broken toe, the result of this drive off the bat of the Giants' Mike Aldrete. Cox, an 18-game winner in 1985, went 11-9 this season, and he's been a big game pitcher October 1st. He beat the Expos in the division clincher, and he had great success in the '85 World Series and League Championship Series. So it will be Danny Cox and Atley Hammaker in tonight's 7th game showdown at Busch Stadium in
the 1987 National League Championship Series. Tonight from Busch Memorial Stadium, the San Francisco Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. In honor of all those who are going to flip over Game 7, Ozzie Smith leading the Cardinals out for their defensive stations. And here come the foot of Danny Cox. Pitching on 2 days rest. He's done that twice this year, and he won both times. In fact, the clincher against Montreal was on 3 days rest. Ground ball to Tommy Hurd. 1 down.
Speeds. This is the guy Whitey Herzog wanted out there for Game 7.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's looped right at Ozzie. So Mitchell is jammed, 2 down. And now everybody's attention on Jeffrey Leonard. Leonard hitting .400. Leonard held on by Lindemann, and there's a chopper right to Lindemann. He's on the bag. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. And at the end of half an inning, the Giants nothing. Cardinals coming up. 2-2. And that's hit to center. Coming up for it is Chili Davis, and has to make it on a bounce. Vince Coleman's first hit right-handed in the series. Second inning, no score. Fastball, a comebacker. One down. Breaking ball got him. So after two good fastballs, here comes on take.
Breaks out. And Brenly, even if he hits it, can't really drop.
All-star back in the early 70s. Fastball hit to Ozzie. Strike. 2-2. And that's banged into center, base hit. And there's a ground ball into right field, base hit. Penland is being waved to third. The throw is not in time. Leyva was waving. Suddenly Penland was laboring. And I think he had to make up his mind, am I going to try and keep going on the bad leg? So I assume just about as he had the triple and candlestick, and it took him several minutes to get over that. And obviously he needs all the time he can get right now. Barry Penland, he sees the come ahead sign. Just before he got to second base, you'll see a little cloud of dirt, and I think that might be when he did it. Not yet. Right there. That's when that left ankle slipped, and you know he's got the bad left ankle.
Watch him grab his side, though, as he gets into third base, Vin. It looks like and that's where Gieselman was rubbing right there.
Stitch.
He grabbed a stitch in there, and it looked like that was the problem, man.
Payne on the right side, double play on the left. Ground ball to the hole, base hit. Stopping at second is Pena. 1-0 St. Louis, and a blizzard again at Busch. One and two. And it gets away from Brenly, and the runners move up.
That's the one thing the Cardinals can do is take it
into the count. A drive into deep left field. Back goes Leonard. Gone. St. Louis.
There's a sidebar to that story as we look at O'Kendall before the game, and there's Hamaker's reaction. O'Kendall's little baby is 3 years old today, and he said, "Can you give her a happy birthday?" I said, "Well, give her a present." He said, "I will."
Fouled away. That's a big present.
That's exactly what he said. I said, "What is?" He said, "It's going to be the biggest present she could ever get."
You know, he's hit 3 home runs in his career, and all 3 against the Giants. Will not remember it. At the end of 2, Cardinals 4, Giants nothing. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Well, he said he wanted to give little Annie, 3 years old today, a big, big present. So there it is. Happy birthday.
And the present is shared with teammate Tony Pena. As Pena sees the ball go in the seats, there's a ribbon on that package for everybody in the Mound City. Ground ball to Lindemann. He goes to Ozzie Smith. Back to Cox. Double play.
That's a double play the hard way, but Ozzie, Lindemann gives him a good ball to handle. Watch Ozzie. He had a good target.
Very close. In fact, Cox made it close by going into a... Got it. And at the end of 2.5, 4-0. Who was so magnificent in Game 5 at Candlestick with the one hitter, now comes in with his club down to the Cardinals 4-0. And Ozzie greets him with a drive into left. Base hit. Leonard trying to cut it off, and Ozzie will hold on.
Oh, tremendous play by Jeff Leonard. He holds him to a single, much like Vince Coleman and with the order. That ball marked two-base hit all the way, but Jeffrey Leonard really makes a fine play getting over there. And his...
Of course, tonight, a home run from a least likely quarter, Jose Oquendo. That's hit to center. Chili Davis coming up, base hit. And when the ball is bobbled, Ozzie's going to third to throw. He's in there. Down to second goes Lawless.
And here's Chili's throw.
Chili will get an error for dropping that bouncer. Though the error, as Ozzie hesitates, maybe Chili took his eye off the ball just to see what Ozzie was up to. Comebacker. Cox to Ozzie Smith to Lindemann.
If the Giants are to hit and the score, they got to lay off that pitch. You can't try to pull it. They'll do exactly that. Back to the pitcher to second baseman. You can see easy double play.
So Cox, who can throw hard, making very big pitches. Now they're being haunted by that same play tonight. A chopper to the hole. Tommy Herr clubs it out. No runs, no hits, an error, nobody left. At the end of 3.5. 4-0.
Here's a double play, but watch what happens here when Leonard goes into his slide. He comes up, look at his left elbow, and now Ozzie doesn't like that, and he says something, and it's something about next time. And just think, Ben, that's one of the guys that Jeff said he liked.
Yeah, right. And he promptly bangs it to center, base hit. Chili was thinking of throwing to first, but Will Clark was down the line. If Will Clark had raced it, least likely award. Fastball and chopped to her. He feeds Ozzie, who throws to Lindemann. The third double play.
And what an amazing pivot Ozzie Smith comes up with. He jumps straight in the air to get away from the slide. It's the pivot by Ozzie Smith. It handcuffs her. Now watch what he does here. Straight up.
Interesting, too, you can remember the signs in San Francisco that said Ozzie turns flips, Uribe turns double plays. And tonight, Ozzie has answered those signs as the Cardinals have come. He hits one in the air to shallow right. Oquendo is there. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And Ozzie Smith, the man. Fastball banged up the middle, base hit.
for the Cardinals.
That's been one of the pleasant surprises is the way Mitchell has played third base. He says he prefers to play the outfield, but I'll tell you, he is really...
Popped in the air and sliced to shallow left. Vince Coleman as the ball drifts. One away.
But the great Ted Williams always talked about, there are 3 strike zones, the pitchers, the umpires, and yours, and you better know all 3 of them if you're going to play.
And Jose Morales. Jose, the hitting coach for the Giants, hollering at Kibler that the pitch was too low.
And he's thrown nothing but fastballs so far.
1 and 2. And another fastball got him.
And then Kevin Mitchell says something to Kibler.
So with 2 out, the batter is Jeffrey Leonard. Fastball and off the glove of Ozzie, and he catches it. And Leonard lays his helmet and bat down halfway to the mound.
Double play in that 4th inning when Leonard was the front end, where he upends Ozzie. Now Ozzie says something and then says, next time. Well, the next time was that play he made.
Meanwhile, Willie McGee drives it in the alley in left center to the wall. McGee is into second. He's going to hold there. Uribe throws back to second. They got him to Will Clark.
Willie got really lulled into a sense of false security, not realizing that Clark was behind.
Here's another look at what Ozzie can do besides turning double plays. He's been the middleman on 3, up the ladder to take a line drive, pop it up, and convert it into an out, and take a base hit away from Jeffrey Leonard. Otherwise, Leonard is 3 for 3, and that had to be very pleasing for Ozzie.
That was the next time. It's almost like he tipped it up there. He knew he couldn't make the grab. He just kept it in the air. And now Whitey Herzog, he's got some real jackrabbits on the bases.
2 out, and Coleman's going, and there's no throw. You talk about being impaled on the horn. 4 runs and 5 hits in 2 innings. Line drive, base hit. In comes Oquendo. In comes Coleman. Smith to third. 6-0 St. Louis.
He hits it right back up the middle, and Leffert ducks it a bit too late. Actually knocks his feet.
And hits another ground ball to Dreesen. He'll overhand to Cox covering. So Chili Davis tops out.
Cardinals have really been getting pretty good pitching.
Brenly struck out and single ground ball to Ozzie. He looks Clark back and throws to Dreesen.
And they're just making it easier for Danny Cox.
3 and 2. Breaking ball got him. Oh, did he break off a dandy. His 4th strikeout, and at the end of 6 1/2, 6-0 St. Louis. Bang to center, base hit. So Pena is 2 for 4. There goes Pena, and the pitch is dropped as Pena slides in. Brenly had it get away.
That's what we were wondering, only because it was a retaliation for what happened during the season. And I'm sure they said, oh, no, we're just playing our normal game. But you got 2 men out and Pena running, and it looked like it may have even caught Brenly by surprise.
1 ball and no strikes.
And there's another message. They couldn't send messages clear if they'd have gone to Western Union. I mean, you show me up, I'll show you. There's no love here between these 2 ball clubs, because this is a message right here.
91-mile-an-hour message, too.
Yes, sir. tell you, before the game, they were talking about this Cowtown business. One of the players, the Cardinal players, said, listen, he's so dumb he thinks milk comes from ants. I had to write that down.
2 balls and
So
no
there's no love between these two
They're going to walk a
ants. There it is. That's what they're talking about.
We love this Cowtown. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped it up. Dan Dreesen is calling. Against Los Angeles when the Cardinals were down 0-2. Ground ball to Dreesen. The Cardinals alive, gave them the opportunity to win tonight. A hot one smothered by Lawless. Throws him out. And the Birds are cooking. Jeffrey one more time.
Both flaps down.
Well, he has certainly tried tonight. He is 2 for 3. Ground ball to the right side. Tommy Hurd, Ozzie Smith, that's all. As he does a side straddle hop and lands on top of Kevin Mitchell.
He knew Mitchell was going to maybe staple him to that left field wall.
Island of Giant fans sitting downcast by the dugout. Harry Spillman. One out to Minnesota. Davis. 2 out in the 9th. 6-0 St. Louis. High fly ball to shallow left. Vince Coleman. Minnesota bound. Amidst it all, the man who got his Cardinals here, Whitey Herzog. Let's meet him and go to Jay Randolph.
Thank you, Ben. A victory for Mid-America and a victory for this man and his Cardinals. The miracle worker. My goodness, it was special.
Yeah, Jay, I can't say enough about this ball club. I mean, I don't know why we're here. I mean, we just had a lot of things go wrong all year. We've had trouble keeping our lineup on the field, and to do this without Jack Clark's quite a feat for the guys. And we got 2 super pitch games from Tudor and Cox, and they hadn't only pitched 1 game against the Giants all year, and I think that's a turning point that they were able to pitch in this series.
Whitey, the comeback in Game 3, how important was that?
Well, we wanted to win a ball game in San Francisco. We knew we had to do that, Jay, and like I said, I would like to won another one there, and we didn't, but the Giants are a good ball club. They're a well-managed ball club, and I want to congratulate their organization, Al Rosen and Bob Laurie, and, of course, Roger Craig did a super job with the club.
You stopped them in these final 2 games. You stopped them cold.
Well, it was about time we did something right. We weren't playing very well, and I was real worried about the ball club coming home to San Francisco.
Now you have to go to Minnesota. You're still banged up. A lot of people will say you can't make it, but you've made it every time they've said it.
Well, we're just going to have to go out and play. I don't know who my lineup's going to be, how Terry is, and Jack's still a question mark, and I don't even know who I'm going to pitch the first ball game.
Well, it's a great tribute to this bunch, a banged-up bunch. And, somebody said the other day, Herzog can take just about anybody and Jose Oquendo and win. And how about Oquendo tonight?
Well, actually, if you talk about most valuable players, he'd have to be up there in our ball club. He's filled in all over for me. He's done a super job. He hit real well. He's got a lot of big hits, but the big thing, every place I put him, he did a super job defensively. He's really been an important part of this ball club.
Congratulations, Whitey.
Well, thank you.
And amidst the bubbly inside the dressing room, the man who did it all, who pulled the cork that let the champagne flow. Danny Cox, for the third time this year, pitching on 3 days rest. He pinched the clincher in the division against Montreal and the clincher against San Francisco. Jose Oquendo, and let's go to Jay Randolph.
All right, and they are little big men indeed. Here is Ozzie. Ozzie, this has got to be very, very nice for you, considering the tremendous pressure down the stretch with all the injuries on this club.
Well, our club, I think the way we had to finish the season, going down the stretch as we did, it really prepared us for anything that we have to take on beyond this point, Jay. We just can't say enough about our pitching down the stretch. Our pitching really held us together. The first part of the season was offense, but the second half, our pitching put us where we are right here today.
All right. What about the I'll pay you back with Leonard here tonight?
Well, let me say that, coming into this series here, I felt that ball club over there had no respect for us as a club at all.
That's right, you did.
They had no respect at all. And what we try and do here, Jay, is we always try and respect everybody that we play. And I hope that those guys learn that you respect everybody that you play, because you can be beaten on any given day.
How about the play tonight?
It was beautiful. I mean, we did what we had to do. And we proved that, hey, we have some of the greatest fans in the world, too. And it's just great. And,
bring him in. Now, here's a fella that you're here early, but he is here before anybody else.
That's right.
He was here hitting balls this afternoon at 2, and then he hit one out at 6 tonight. 6 hours later, I guess it was, around 8. Jose Oquendo.
Well, I feel great. That home run I dedicate to my daughters, because there's a birthday today, so I dedicate that home run for her.
I know that you've hit a lot of balls, and you played every position but catch this year. And right now you're getting doused. This has to be something for you. All 3 of your home runs against San Francisco and this big bomb.
Yeah, it's something for me. It's exciting for me. I feel great. Ozzie right here gave us a meeting yesterday. He was motivated for us and make everybody going, and make that we can come back and get this guy, because before the series, before everything was over, they was talking a little too much, I think. And we got to let it know that we're for real and we want to win the game. We want to win everything.
They came to talk and we came to play.
All right.
Taunting you outside with chants of Jeffrey. Jeffrey, how difficult was it for you in left field tonight, following what took place last night?
Obviously, I think my performance dictated how difficult it was. It wasn't difficult at all. I played my game. Unfortunately, the Cardinals played a better game. Oquendo had the big hit. But as far as disrupting me or getting me off my game, no.
Ozzie Smith said a moment ago that the Giants had no respect at all for the Cardinals. Is that accurate?
No, we have respect for them, but even as I stand here now, I still feel that, and everybody in this clubhouse feel that we are the better team. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that, seeing that, the Cardinals won. Any team can be beaten any given day, but we did have respect for them.
Were you trying to get Ozzie in that play at second base with the slide?
I tried to get Ozzie. I mean, I've been playing 9 years now, and that's probably only the 3rd time I've ever touched him. So, I don't know why he got all upset, but I'll tell you this, if I ever get him, I'm going to get him.
I think Ozzie Smith is listening very carefully to that.
First, it began with the crowds, as it usually does. Flaming red in St. Louis, black and orange in San Francisco.
Two very different cities sharing the common bond of enthusiasm and a fervent prayer for victory. And then it was the time of the managers, and they were different too. The hard-pressed Whitey Herzog, so very short of healthy players, making do as best he could. And Roger Craig, who held most of the aces and shuffled them on every deal. And then there were the players. The last-minute substitute, Greg Matthews, winning the first game for St. Louis. Dave Draveki's brilliant two-hitter to get San Francisco even. The understudy hero, Jim Lindemann, playing the role of Jack Clark, driving in 3 and giving St. Louis the edge. The 00 Jeffrey Leonard hitting his 4th home run in as many games to even the series, while taunting the Cardinals with his 1 flap-down home run trot. Amidst the bedlam of Candlestick, the emergence of a character actor to the role of star, Joe Price. Game 6 took all the wizardry the Cardinals could muster. The judgment of Terry Pendleton. The bad fortune of Candy Maldonado. And the guile of Tony Pena. And with it all, the Cardinals were still alive. There would be a Game 7.
And an unlikely hero. But again, it's the oldest story in the world as David slays Goliath. A 3-run home run by Jose Oquendo, celebrating his child's.
I want you to say to me what this means to you, because you've had a rugged season. You had injuries like many of the other players, and I look in your eyes tonight and I see happiness.
Well, I tell you, thank God, because I asked God so many times about this moment, and here I am, There have to be one of the most exciting moments in my life, because I can't even have the words to explain.
You're shook up a little bit, aren't you? And you don't celebrate with your glasses on.
I only need the glasses to hit, Thank Johnny Lewis to find out there was something wrong about my eye.
Yeah, and you've swung the bat much better.
Well, I did, I would see the ball real well. And also my teammate was, there was a great support that they gave me, they're always behind my bat. And everybody just told me, you're going to have a great series, and this gave me a lot of confidence.
Everyone has talked about the job, of course, that Tudor and Daly and Worrell did last night. And now Cox comes back with this performance this evening.
Well, when Danny asked for the ball to Whitey Herzog, I know we're going to have a good game because he's one of the tough guys, one of the tough pitchers in this ball club.
Give me a thought about what Oquendo did all season long. He played every position but catch, and tonight it was his big blast that really ignited the fuse.
Well, I tell you, the job that Jose Oquendo been doing the whole year is incredible. I never see a guy like him, because he ever played regular, he always come out of the bench, and he was doing the job, and today was a big blow, and I don't think nobody was expecting Jose Oquendo will hit the ball out of the ballpark tonight.
Dynamite.
That was great.
All right, thank you. Tony
has been, he always will be, it's just the way things are sometimes. We came out, we had 2 games left, and we made the best of them. You got to give a lot of credit to our reserve players, because they came in situations and did a heck of a job, and I'm proud of them. I'm more proud of them than I am myself.
The thing that was very irritating about this whole thing was the fact that these guys showed no respect for us as a ball club, period. And that, to me, I think in this day and age is really uncalled for. Some of the things that they said, and I don't know what they were trying to prove.
I can't believe it. I mean, that's every kid's dream. I remember hitting balls in the backyard, trying to be like these guys in the series, and I'm here. I can't tell you, it's amazing. Jose hits the 3-run homer tonight. Who would imagine that he would hit the 3-run homer?
Jose Oquendo coming in and hitting a 3-run home run? I just don't understand that.
There's no way that he was going to catch the ball. I know that. So I run hard all the way to first base. And then before I was going halfway to second, I heard the booms coming out, and I saw the people start screaming. I saw Nick Leyva celebrating, and then I realized that I hit a home run. It's something that everybody dream about, it being the World Series. And we win
he's going to be more.
Cardinal locker room now, and Channel 5's Jay Randolph. Jay.
All right, Mike, and I've been enjoying those highlights for the second or third time along with Tommy Herr. That's fun, isn't it?
Sure is. You know, we don't get to watch it while it's happening, obviously, so I'm sure we'll all watch it about 4 or 5 times tonight, too.
Tom, the celebration has been a very happy one. It's almost like, wow. Yet it's a little more subdued than I remember.
Well, it's an awful lot more subdued than the last one we had when we clinched our division, and that's good, I think. We may be a little bit tired. This was a long, tough series for us, and also I think we realize that we've still got 4 more games to win. We're entering a World Series, and we're up against a very tough team, and we got to go start in their ballpark. So I think we're getting ready for that already.
I talked to you here 2 nights ago, and you said, I'm trying to focus on really getting into this game. And that apparently worked very well for you and the club. They did focus on what they had to do, and of course got great pitching along with it.
Well, yeah, that good pitching will make the focusing a lot easier, I'll tell you. You know, I had a real bad series the first 5 games, and after the 5th game I decided that I wasn't going to talk to the media, and I felt I just needed to concentrate on what I had to do to play a little bit better and help the ball club out, and instead of getting mixed up in all the same questions you hear day in and day out. So I think I was able to just reach down a little bit and come up with maybe a tad more concentration than I had earlier in the series, and a little bit more determination, and hopefully everybody did that. We knew coming home we had our work cut out for us, and we turned it over to John Tudor and Danny Cox, and they did it for us.
Tommy, here's your little one. Hi there. Hey, give Daddy a kiss. I guarantee you it's a happy time. And Aaron, I think, is the good luck charm.
Aaron is wild.
Yeah.
He has cups of water he's dumping on everyone.
Well, watch out for him, believe me. Aaron, of course, is a young man who has meant so much to the club as a bat boy, and is your son, and he loved him, who did the job. Originally born in England, I think only the third English, or the third English player or third European player to ever pitch in a World Series. And, of course, now tonight, this shutout victory, Danny. Well, I'm really at a loss for words to say anything, but I know how much you wanted the ball tonight.
Jay, I did. You know, it's a situation where I didn't do well in Game 4. I lost. You know, people said you pitched good, but you lost. That's the bottom line in a game like this. Is whether you win or lose, and I lost, and I wanted to make up for it. I wanted to redeem myself, and tonight was fantastic. I can't even explain what happened. I was standing on the on-deck circle, and I saw Jose take a swing, and I saw the ball flying out to left field, and I was looking at it. I didn't know if it was going to go or not, and then I saw it bouncing around up there near the concession stand, and that was a great feeling there. I was watching people cross home plate, and I said, I want to make those runs stick, and fortunately it worked out for all of us.
You shut them out tonight, Tudor last night. What a way to end up this league championship series.
You're not kidding, Jay. They're a tough ball club. They got a lot of big boppers over there. They got anybody in that lineup that can hit a home run, and John did a super job tonight. I mean, he only had 1 run to work with. I had 6, so I had a little leeway. If I give 1 or 2 up, you know, I still got a lead, but you know, this is what it's all about, and we came together as a team. We reached down inside us a little bit. You know, we were down 3 games to 2, and we had a little team meeting, and we said, you know, guys, let's reach for it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. And we went out there and we got the best result
tonight.
And thank the fans of St. Louis, because these last 2 games they were super. They came through for us, and you know, there's not enough that can be said about them. They really kept the Giants at bay and kept us going. And you know, I want to say thank you.
All right, P.S. I love you. There it is.
In the NLCS between the Cardinals and Giants, with memories of a bench-clearing brawl from the previous season still fresh in their minds.
And so ever since that moment, it's always just been a heated rivalry.
They were a very tough team to compete against, and we knew that we were in for a battle in that series.
While the Cardinals and Giants were trading victories in the first 4 games, Jeffrey Leonard turned up the heat on the simmering feud.
And this one is gone.
He was hot, and every time it seemed like he came up, he hit a home run.
Leonard has hit another, and we can just sit down and relax because he takes his time.
Leonard would overboard showcase, and he would put the one arm down.
It is gone, and he's got one flap down. Yeah, look at his left arm. There it is.
He's a good player. I don't particularly like him, but he's a good player.
I don't like him either.
He'd make a great villain wrestler.
You have coined a new phrase, one flap down, something that Cardinal pitchers have really enjoyed.
Well, no, it's a long story to that. But right now, when I have my flap down, it means that pitch was nothing.
That kind of like get under your skin for a little bit, and Bobby Force let him know.
And the pitch inside, and he got him.
But he hit Leonard on his arm, and he couldn't flap that wing anymore.
Both ball clubs want to get to the World Series. I mean, you're not trying to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
He got away with that one, but somewhere along the line, we'll get somebody back over there.
Bowman going back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Home run.
In Game 4, Leonard exacted revenge with his 4th home run in 4 games to set a single-series LCS record. With the series tied, Leonard's power surge underscored what the Cardinals lacked, as slugger Jack Clark sat out with a bad ankle.
And Jack just has to sit quietly in the Cardinal dugout and die a little as each inning goes by.
Going against the Giants without Jack, we're going to have to scrap, and we're going to have to do the things darn near perfect.
The Cardinals lost Game 5 and went back to St. Louis in need of a 2-game sweep. Despite making do without their biggest bat, they were certainly resourceful.
You got to win ball games through pitching and defense.
Swung on and missed, strike 3.
Just in time.
And we will have a 7th game.
It's tied 3-3, and they're here. They're not in Frisco.
The Cardinals had stayed in the series with defense and grittiness, and clutch pitching, which set an NLCS record with 22 straight scoreless innings.
Minnesota bound.
They were moving on as they had slain the Giants.
I felt that ball club over there had no respect for us as a club at all. And I hope that those guys learn that you respect everybody that you play, because you can be beaten on any given day.
As you can